What's up? What's the word?
Chris Brown gotta chill. You beefing with Ruffles is insane.
Hey, he the first. He
Like,
the first singer ever. Soldier Boy coming for him. He the first singer ever to beef with a chip brand.
okay, because why you into it with Ruffles? Like, that was insane to me. So apparently, Chris Brown was in talks of being a part of the Celebrity All Star game for NBA All Star Weekend. Something fell through where he wasn't invited anymore, and Chris Brown decided to take to the internet to talk about it because we all know Chris Brown takes to the internet to really only talk about one thing. How certain people have not forgiven him for what he's done. He still get blackballed sometimes, but he's still talented, so you can't deny him, which is kind of like a situation. But yeah, he showed some emails saying how he was invited. Of course, as you can see, they showed the uniform. He actually, yeah, he posted the email so that he could tell us that he had proof and that he wasn't just renting anymore. Ruffles came back probably like 2 days later and said that we have no recollection of, inviting certain celebrities. We're not over that part. That had nothing to do with us. Chris Brown came back and called Cap. He said y'all playing on his name, and he knows exactly what happened. And Ruffles is the reason why he was not invited to participate in the Celebrity All Star Game, which I feel like they should have had him because that game was weak. Neither him nor the, and we do know that Chris Brown do know how to hoop. But do you think that we still? I wouldn't say we, but do you think like the industry still have not forgiven Chris Brown?
Oh, absolutely. They are going to hold this thing over this man's head forever. I mean, we have seen it with opportunities like not given to him. You know how many times I see, people say, man, Chris Brown should have performed on this award show. Chris Brown should have had this X award. And it's unfortunate that this has happened, but I want to also remind people that this is not the thing that happened with Rihanna is not the only thing that has happened with him. Carucci, y'all can go back and look at legal documents with Carucci and Carucci explaining what happened with her as well. So it's like, I don't think that this is an isolated incident where we're just holding Rihanna over his head. I feel like it also has to do with his other past obligations. Do I believe people can change?
There was that
Absolutely.
time the time he broke the window, and I believe it was Good Morning America. Remember he got heated because they asked him about Rihanna and he like broke the
Yeah.
window and went crazy in the dressing room. But also I feel like is it on us to be like we're gonna hold you accountable for X amount of years because of what you did? Like is that for us to even judge him on?
No, no, I think that
Especially knowing that Rihanna has forgiven him. Like she's done interviews, she's done sat in documentaries where she spoke on it, where she talked about her healing process and things like that. Like we know like some of the victims have forgiven him in some type of sense. So is that on us to still hold that on him?
no, I don't. I think that if let's take out that aspect of it, like he is an amazing talent. Like nobody can take that from him. So do I believe that people can change? Absolutely. Do I believe that he should be given a chance to maybe prove himself? I mean, he hasn't been in trouble lately. I don't think I've seen him in any trouble lately. He's been tucked off with his kids, making music. So I do believe at some point there should be some type of redemption for him. I don't think that he should carry this his entire career, and it's not up to us at the end of the day, especially if the victims have forgiven him. But when you're looking at it from an aspect of business, I can see why these corporations are a little hesitant to work with him or want their name attached to his brand, only simply because of the things that have happened in the past. So from an aspect of as a fan, I'm not holding that against him. But an aspect of business, that might be a different, depending on the brand, that might be a different, opinion for them. They may not want to go that route.
I feel that. But I also feel but if that was the case, I feel like Ruffles should have just said due to certain circumstances, we chose not to, collaborate with Chris Brown on this event instead of just saying, we don't
We
know what
don't know
happened. We
nothing
don't
about
know what's
it.
going on, because I feel like y'all have some,
Yeah,
like, it's Chris Brown. He
absolutely.
one of the biggest superstars in the world. Like, y'all have some type of recollection that they sent him this email. He was invited, and then it was retracted. Like, for the
Absolutely.
public,
Like,
the
just
story
stand
should
on
have been
business
told if
then
y'all
at
was
that
gonna say
point.
anything.
I honestly, yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
think.
he shouldn't have said nothing. I feel like they should not have said nothing. They should not have addressed it at all.
Hmm. I think for Chris Brown, the frustration, I see why he is addressing things, because I think his frustration lies in like this keeps happening to me. What At what point do I get some type of redemption? Like I said, I think people can change, they can mature, and like I said, we haven't seen him in any trouble lately. So it's like, at some point it's like, okay, he's a grown man with kids, and makes great music, and has consistently put out music, like, and not, small projects. These be like 20 songs on the projects half the time. So I just
Hmm.
feel like, at some point there should be some type of redemption. But business wise, it's like you never know when it comes to businesses and what they want their names attached to. So I don't
And
know.
a part of it, you can always say, I feel like you can always say, oh, it's strictly business, but the person who's making these decisions is definitely coming from a personal place.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
it's
we
not like,
see it.
oh, whatever he did has absolutely nothing to do with Ruffles, so we can still include him. No, it turns into, my sister was in a domestic violence situation a couple years ago, or I seen him do something to somebody that was close to me at a party or something like that. And now it's like, okay, you're forever banned. Like, I'm never rocking with you, no matter what position I'm in, no matter how big or how small the event is. Like, you can never be a part of what I got going on.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
people do say it's just business, but I don't think it's just business. It's never
it's
just
never
business.
just business. I mean, you look at, and not to, but look at Fenty. A prime example of that is when they dropped Ari for comments she made about domestic violence. They dropped Drea for conversations she made about domestic violence. So it's like, there's gonna always be a personal matter to the thing. Like, it's not. You're absolutely right. It's not
Yeah,
going.
they dropped Ari too.
Yeah. It's not always going to be, oh, this is just business. It's not. It's not, because society has made it to the point where it's like the opinions of others and how you present yourself is always going to matter. So they're going to look at that as well.
For
How are we
sure.
making other people feel? If we stand beside X person, what does that say? What message are we, giving to the world if we stand with this person? So it's unfortunate, but
Hmm.
I hope Chris Brown is
Yeah,
able
it's
to
very
redeem
unfortunate that
himself
he's
at
still getting
some
this
point.
backlash all these years later. Because
Yeah.
I don't even be thinking about Chris Brown like that. It'd be like, dang, Chris, you still can't catch a break.
Hey, what's up? What's the word?